Forget everything you've heard about eggs and muscle. At 70, 80, even 90 years old, there are foods that work better, cost less, and keep you strong longer. Let me take you back to a moment that changed everything for me. I was 54, standing in the hallway of a rehab clinic, watching one of my patients, a retired teacher named Harold, struggle to get out of a chair. This was a man who had hiked the Appalachian Trail in his 40s, built his own cabin, and once carried a fridge up a flight of stairs because the delivery guys were late. Now, at 74, he was losing the battle against his own muscles.
"I don't get it, Doc," he said, panting. "I've eaten eggs every day for 30 years. I thought I was doing everything right."
And that's when it hit me. We've been sold a story, a simple, convenient, and widely accepted story. Eggs are the ultimate muscle food. But what if I told you that story is incomplete, and that there are 7 everyday foods that do a better job, for less money, with more benefits and better results, especially for those of us past middle age? I'm Dr. Thomas Reed. I've spent over 3 decades studying muscle preservation in older adults. And today, I want to rewrite the story you've been told, because the truth might just be the key to helping you stay strong, independent, and mobile, well into your 80s and beyond. Eggs are great, let's be clear about that. They're cheap, they're packed with high-quality protein, and they contain all 9 essential amino acids. But they're not magic. And for older adults, they're far from complete when it comes to rebuilding or preserving muscle. You see, after the age of 50, your body becomes more resistant to protein. It's called anabolic resistance. And it means your muscles aren't as quick to respond to the protein you eat. So while a 25-year-old might eat 2 eggs and build muscle, a 70-year-old might eat the same thing and get half the benefit. That's where the myth becomes dangerous. Not because eggs are bad, but because relying only on them could mean you're missing out on other foods that do more. And this brings us to the first food that's secretly more powerful than eggs, and probably sitting in your fridge right now. It's not flashy, it's not trendy, but plain Greek yogurt is one of the best foods an older adult can eat to preserve muscle. Let me break it down. A single cup of Greek yogurt contains 20 g of complete protein, 2.5 g of leucine, the amino acid that directly triggers muscle protein synthesis, a blend of whey and casein proteins which support both fast and sustained muscle repair, probiotics which support gut health, a key factor in nutrient absorption. Now that last point is important. Your gut is like the foundation of a house. If it's damaged or inflamed, your body can't absorb protein, vitamins, or minerals efficiently. And as you age, your gut lining weakens. So even if you're eating the right stuff, you may not be using it well. Greek yogurt helps fix that. It feeds your muscles, it feeds your gut. And it does all this for about $1 per serving. Compare that to a $4 protein bar or a $30 protein supplement that skips the gut benefits entirely. Here's a tip. Eat Greek yogurt after physical activity, even a short walk. That's when your muscles are begging for nutrients. You either love sardines, or you avoid them like the plague. But here's what I always tell my patients. Get past the smell, and you'll find one of the most complete foods on the planet. A small can of sardines provides 23 g of complete protein, omega-3, S, EPA plus DHA, that enhance protein utilization, vitamin D, which supports muscle strength and balance, calcium from the edible bones supporting muscle contractions, CoQ10 for muscle cell energy production. Let's pause on omega-3s. They don't just protect your heart and brain, they also make your muscles more sensitive to protein. Think of protein like gas for your car. Omega-3s make the engine run smoother, so the fuel goes further. One study found that older adults who took omega-3s gained more muscle from the same amount of protein than those who didn't. Sardines give you both. All of this for about $2 a can. And unlike fish oil pills, sardines come with protein, calcium, and fat-soluble vitamins, all in one package. When people think of building muscle, they rarely think of lentils, but they should. Cooked lentils provide 18 g of protein per cup folate, which supports protein metabolism, and red blood cell production iron, which delivers oxygen to muscles, magnesium, which improves muscle contraction and recovery-resistant starch, a unique fiber that enhances insulin sensitivity. Let me explain why that last point matters. As you age, your body often becomes less responsive to insulin, meaning nutrients like amino acids don't enter muscle cells as easily. Lentils help reverse that trend. The resistant starch improves how your body uses insulin, making your muscles more receptive to the protein you eat. They also cost about 33 cents per serving. That's right, 33 cents for a nutrient profile that rivals $4 energy drinks and $2 protein shakes, and they store for months. You can toss them into soups, salads, or even blend them into patties. When we talk about muscle loss and aging, we're not just talking about aesthetics. We're talking about falls, fractures, hospitalizations, and eventually loss of independence. Every 11 seconds, an older adult is treated in the ER for a fall, and loss of muscle strength is a major contributor. But this story doesn't have to end that way. In fact, in Okinawa, Japan, where people routinely live into their 90s and 100s, elderly adults continue farming, walking, and even dancing well into old age. What's their secret? Nutrition, movement, community, and protein from a variety of sources. Eggs are part of it, but they're not the whole picture. Let's recap the muscle-preserving foods we've explored today. 1. Plain Greek yogurt, complete protein, leucine-rich with gut-enhancing probiotics. 2. Canned sardines, high protein, omega-3s, vitamin D, calcium, and CoQ10. 3. Lentils affordable, rich in muscle-supporting minerals and metabolic regulators. Each one is cheaper than eggs and arguably more effective for people over 50 trying to stay strong. Let me tell you what happened to Harold, the patient I mentioned at the start. After we adjusted his diet, cutting back on egg reliance, and introducing sardines twice a week, Greek yogurt daily, and lentils at lunch, something changed. Within 6 months, he didn't just stand up from the chair without struggling. He signed up for a local walking club. And then, at 75 years old, he hiked 3 miles without stopping.
I thought I was too old to get stronger, he told me. But I was just eating the wrong things.
We've only covered the first 3 foods. In part 2, I'll reveal the remaining 4, each one just as surprising and powerful. One is a food you've probably thrown away without realizing its value. Another is a breakfast staple you've been cooking all wrong. And the last? It's not even from the protein aisle, but it works wonders on muscle recovery and strength when paired with movement. So if you're serious about protecting your muscles, your mobility, and your freedom, don't miss it. Aging doesn't have to mean weakness. Muscle loss isn't inevitable, and strength, it's something you can reclaim. You just need the right fuel. So before you crack another egg tomorrow morning, ask yourself, what if there's a better way? The answer might just be waiting in a can of sardines or a bowl of lentils. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for part 2. And share it with someone you care about, because staying strong shouldn't be a secret. Let's spread the truth, one plate at a time. Let me ask you something personal. When was the last time you felt strong? Not just okay or getting by, but truly steady, balanced, and confident in your own body. If it's been a while, you're not alone. And it's not your fault. Because most people, especially after 60, are trying to stay strong using outdated advice. They've been told, just eat some eggs, go for a walk, and hope for the best. But the truth? Your muscles are not going to stay strong by accident. They need targeted nutrition. They need smarter fuel. And they need it every single day, because aging doesn't take weekends off. In part 1 of this series, we covered 3 muscle-saving foods: Greek yogurt, sardines, and lentils. Today, we're completing the picture. 4 more foods, all backed by research, all designed to help you rebuild, recover, and resist the muscle loss that takes so many people by surprise. Let's get right into it, with a food that's probably already sitting in your fridge. Let's be honest, cottage cheese isn't exactly trending on social media. No influencer is doing a TikTok dance with a bowl of it, but that's what makes it powerful. It's a quiet performer, one of the most effective sources of protein you can eat, especially at night. Here's what makes it special: 25 g of protein per cup. High in casein, a protein that digests slowly over 6-8 hours. Rich in glutamine, the most abundant amino acid in your muscles. Now, why is slow protein so important? Think of casein like a time-release capsule. Instead of flooding your system all at once, like whey does, it drips amino acids into your bloodstream, giving your muscles fuel throughout the night. Why does that matter? Because your body does most of its repair while you sleep. If you go to bed on an empty stomach or with a quick-burning carb, your muscles go into a fasted state. You might actually wake up weaker than when you went to bed. Cottage cheese changes that, but it doesn't stop at protein. Cottage cheese is also rich in glutamine, essential for immune function and preventing muscle breakdown during stress. A source of selenium, which supports thyroid health and metabolism. A moderate sodium food, actually helpful for many seniors on low-sodium diets who risk underhydration and electrolyte imbalance. Now I know people worry about sodium, but mild sodium intake helps your body retain fluids and transport nutrients into cells. For seniors, this can improve muscle function, not harm it. And in terms of cost, one large tub costs about $3 to $4 with 425g protein servings inside. That's $1 or less per muscle-saving serving. Pro tip: eat cottage cheese within an hour before bed. Mix in berries or top with pumpkin seeds for a double hit of protein and minerals. Now, let's talk seeds. Specifically, pumpkin seeds, also called pepitas. They're small, but don't let their size fool you, because inside each ounce, just a small handful, you get 9g of protein, 20% of your daily zinc, 40% of your magnesium, plant-based omega-3, so arginine, a blood flow booster, and powerful antioxidants like vitamin E. Let's start with zinc. Most people know zinc helps the immune system, but it also plays a massive role in protein synthesis and testosterone production. And yes, women need testosterone too. It's key for maintaining lean muscle. Zinc deficiencies are shockingly common in older adults, especially those taking medications that block absorption. That's where pumpkin seeds step in. They deliver zinc in a bioavailable form, meaning your body can actually use it. Next up, magnesium. If you've ever woken up with a leg cramp or felt weak after walking, you might be low on magnesium. Magnesium helps muscles contract and relax properly. Without it, you're at higher risk of cramping, soreness, and poor recovery. Pumpkin seeds are one of the richest natural sources available. And here's something most people don't know. Pumpkin seeds contain arginine, an amino acid your body turns into nitric oxide. That improves circulation, delivering oxygen and nutrients straight to your muscles. Better blood flow equals better strength, better stamina, better recovery. Want another reason to love them? They're portable. No cooking, no cleanup. Just grab, sprinkle, or snack. Try adding them to yogurt or cottage cheese, salads, oatmeal. Homemade trail mix cost per serving, 70 cents or less, better than chips, better for your muscles. Most people think of carbs as the enemy of strength, but carbs, the right kind, are actually critical for building muscle. Enter quinoa. This ancient seed isn't just a trendy alternative to rice. It's a complete protein loaded with fiber, minerals, and the kind of complex carbs your muscles thrive on. 1 cup of cooked quinoa contains 8g of complete protein, 5g of fiber, high levels of magnesium, iron, and lysine. Let's talk about lysine for a second. Lysine is an essential amino acid that helps your body build connective tissue and recover after workouts. Most grains are low in lysine. Quinoa is rich in it. And here's something powerful. You need carbs to use protein. When you eat carbs, your body releases insulin. That insulin helps shuttle amino acids into your muscle cells. Without carbs, that protein can't do its job. Quinoa gives you the best of both. Enough carbs to support muscle synthesis, enough protein to build and repair tissue. It's also easy on blood sugar, gluten-free, and cooks in 15 minutes flat. Added to grain bowls, salads, soups. Breakfast with fruit and nuts. Cost about $1 per cooked cup depending on the brand. Our final food may be the most underrated on the list, hemp seeds. If you've never used them, now's the time. Because hemp seeds are one of the few plant foods that contain all 9 essential amino acids, have an ideal omega-6 to omega-3 ratio, are 95% digestible, meaning your body absorbs almost all of it, deliver 10g of protein in just 3 tablespoons, but they're not just protein bombs. They also contain arginine for circulation and nitric oxide production, GLA, gamma-linolenic acid, a rare fatty acid that reduces inflammation, phosphorus, magnesium, and zinc, a trifecta of muscle-friendly minerals. Here's something especially exciting for seniors. Hemp seeds support glutathione production, your body's master antioxidant that naturally declines with age. Low glutathione equals slow recovery, poor immunity, and faster aging. Hemp seeds help fix that. And unlike chia or flax, you don't have to soak or grind hemp seeds. Just sprinkle them and go. Try them in smoothies, oatmeal, yogurt, on avocado toast or salads. Cost about $1.50 per serving with long shelf life and no prep needed. So we've covered all 7 foods. But how do you use them together? Here's a sample day that hits every angle: protein, minerals, inflammation, digestion, and timing. Breakfast: Greek yogurt with hemp seeds and pumpkin seeds. Optional: sliced banana or berries. Why it works: fast and slow digesting proteins plus healthy fats and minerals to start your day strong. Lunch: lentil plus quinoa bowl with veggies, olive oil, and sardines. Why it works. Complete proteins, omega-3s, slow carbs, and antioxidants for midday muscle fuel. Afternoon snack cottage cheese with a sprinkle of pumpkin seeds. Why it works. Slower protein for steady recovery and zinc for testosterone support. Dinner quinoa salad or soup with extra lentils or sardines before bed. Small bowl of cottage cheese or Greek yogurt with hemp seeds. Why it works. Casein protein plus glutamine plus GLA. Equal sign overnight muscle recovery and inflammation control. Let me say this clearly. You are never too old to rebuild strength. I've seen men and women in their 80s, even 90s, reverse muscle loss with the right foods and a little activity. The key isn't gimmicks or fads, it's consistency, variety, and smarter fuel. These 7 foods are affordable, accessible, and incredibly effective. They work with your body, not against it. You don't have to give up your eggs, but now you know they're just one piece of the muscle puzzle. Want to stay strong, mobile, and independent? This is how you start. 1 cup of yogurt, 1 scoop of seeds, 1 simple shift at a time. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And share this with someone you care about, because your strength is their strength too. Now go feed those muscles. They're ready to grow no matter how old you are.